The way I remember Brett from before the accident was we were pretty active. We always hang out together, always doing silly things, rock climbing, surfing, skating, you name it, we were trying it.
In the last year and a half, Brett has been through quite a journey that no 20-year-old should ever have to go through.
So we were training for the European Flow Championships. We had been training together and messing around, and both very competitive, and we weren't sure who was going to win it. But I think on the day it would have been a Brett victory.
I was always really active from a young age. I fell into a job running a base jump simulator and a surfing simulator called a Flow Rider. Got pretty good. Myself and Sam used to compete against each other. I think at the time we were the top riders in Europe, and yeah, pretty good life.
When we heard about the accident, the atmosphere in the car on the way to the hospital and at the hospital was something I've never experienced before in my life. Everyone knew what was on everyone's minds, but no one wanted to say it, just in case that one thing did come true. So going to see Brett in the hospital for the first time was pretty upsetting and heartbreaking to see, after someone being so active and so competitive, to lie there so motionless.
I was in an induced medical coma. My body would have been in so much pain they had to keep me under. Anything that could have gone wrong probably went wrong, but I was a fighter and I fought through it. The injuries I sustained: one lung collapse, one filled with blood. I damaged my pancreas, my guts, pretty much most of my internal organs. One of the main injuries I had was damage to my aorta. I actually transected that, so chopped it in half. And I suppose the most permanent injury I suffered was to my back. I broke my back. It's left me paralysed from the waist down.
After he'd been in hospital for months, Brett was referred to Stoke Mandeville for his rehabilitation. We saw big improvements in how he was. He was a lot stronger, a lot more talkative. He was able to do things that he never thought he'd be able to do again.
A year later, my dad donated me a kidney. Since then, things were getting better and better. I'm driving now. I'm back into sport. I'm rowing, I'm cycling. I've got an aim, ultimate aim, of getting in the Paralympics rowing team. Can actually get out and do stuff and live a life. Although I'm paralysed, being in a wheelchair isn't restricting.
Because he started rowing again, I think he's going to be training as hard as he can to see him at the Olympics in the future. So it's just a matter of time before he's got himself back to fitness. When you're in a wheelchair and paralysed, people always think of you as disabled. You know, can't do anything, can't get out of the house, can't drive, can't look after yourself. But it's totally different. You know, I might be paralysed, but I don't consider myself disabled. I use a wheelchair to get around. Trying to find a date when you're in a wheelchair it's hard. If you use the generic dating sites that are out there, you put a picture up there of you in a wheelchair and people just think disabled. You put your profile bio on there and you try and say I'm just a normal guy, but as soon as you mention anything about an accident and paralysed and life in a wheelchair, it just turns them away because they don't get to know the real you. Having a woman in Brett's life, I think, would really change the game for him. It would just be great for him to share his amazing life with someone else that he can love and adore. A few months back, a friend introduced me to Tracey from Simplicity 3. She's a personal consultant, whether you're looking for companionship, a relationship, anything, just an acquaintance, she was there to help. We met, she profiled me, asked me lots of questions to really understand who I was. The great thing about this for me is it takes the pain and the worries about everything else away from it. I don't have to fill out any profiles. I don't have to worry about what pictures to take. I don't have to worry even about trying to find the person. Tracey from Simplicity 3 does all that for you. It makes life simple.